We were gonna go for a swim, do a quick dive off the dock, swim in, and go start cooking dinner. And it ended up, being, I think it was only 2 feet deep. I pretty much hit right on the top of my head. I was what was called a C5 burst fracture.
I was working out at the gym and the machine failed and broke my back. Sat up, paralyzed, was telling everybody around me, my legs don't work. And they're saying, you're not paralyzed. I'm like, yes, I am.
We started a foundation approximately 12 years ago. And I saw an administrator come up to somebody with a spinal cord injury that was sitting in the chair with their family and told this family that today is your last day of therapy because your resources have run out, probably insurance. And I knew looking at that family that they were going to go home and have a terrible night and a terrible weekend and a terrible many days in their life. And so I went home to my wife, Mary, and said, we've been looking for a charitable outlet, and I think this is it. We can't help everybody, but because of where I came from, it's physical therapy for people with spinal cord injury and traumatic brain injury.
I had what is called an arterial venous malformation, a brain hemorrhage. When I was 19, I am a student at the University of Michigan. Without the Parkhill Foundation, I would not be where I am today.
Without the Parkhill grant, I'd probably be getting close to being done for the year with my therapy of what insurance covers. And that would only have been 3 hours a week compared to 7 that I get here.
We know there's places all over the country that can do this, and we will find people and send them wherever they need to be.
I started going to Next Steps Chicago. I was able to go to Next Steps for 3 months, 3 days a week, when I had only been going for 2 days a week. So because I started to go 3 days a week to therapy, my ability to balance and stand on my own really was a big difference. So not only am I just going back to work, I'm going back to work and standing while I'm working on my computer, which is huge. And actually now I can actually pay for it myself because I'm working.
When the foundations first started, all of our funding was going toward spinal cord and traumatic brain injury physical therapy. We broadened out to include equipment and modifications for people with disabilities, wheelchairs, homes, that sort of thing, and even funding some quality of life activities.
I spoke with Charlie a few years ago to see what he can do and what there was to offer with therapy or wheelchairs or anything like that.
I was injured when I was 3 years old in a car accident. A lady ran a red light by texting and driving.
Sean was probably 6 or 7 at the time, and he wrote to me that his life was basketball, and his father was chiming in as well. And the wheelchair he was in didn't allow him to play basketball. He had the physical ability to play basketball from a chair, but his insurance wouldn't buy an extravagance, as they would consider it, a second chair just to play basketball. And we funded his first basketball chair.
So with this chair, it's opened up a whole new horizon for Sean. We never thought about wheelchair basketball as a Division I sport. At the age of 12, he already has colleges looking at him. To be able to get a Division I scholarship as an athlete is amazing. To be an adaptive athlete, it's by far out of this world. So this chair really opened it up for us.
A year ago, he contacted me again and said, my parents are trying to put ramps in the house and make my house more independent so I can live like a normal person.
The Parkhill Foundation was able to make our house fully accessible, 0 steps everywhere. So Sean has the capability to get in through the front door, the back door, the garage. Everything's widened out, ADA spec'd, so he has independence.
Bocce-Palooza has been our annual and only fundraising event. We probably get 70% of our funds from Bocce-Palooza and the rest from private donation. We do it once a year. We just had our 9th, and if you talk to me a year from now, I'll tell you we've now raised $500,000. And we've given out probably 60 grants of varying degrees, everywhere from $1,200 up to our biggest grant, I think, was $20,000.
Charles Parkhill is the first on my list when it comes to being my hero.
If you're newly injured or new to a wheelchair, just know that you're not alone. There are foundations like the Parkhill Foundation to be a safety net. There's therapy, and there's others out there who are willing to help and keep you uplifted.
You're not sure how you can ever repay back what's given to you by the Parkhill Foundation through this grant. What they're doing in general, and obviously specifically what they've done for me, I just could not thank the Parkhill Foundation enough.
Thank you, Parkhill, for doing everything you can. It's just really awesome. Thank you.